Welcome, Priestess. I am so happy that you are here. My name is Phoenix Rose. I'm a mystical practitioner. I've been in the esoteric realm for over a decade now as a vibrational healer and beyond. I've studied Priestess Paths and mystery schools, Tantra, vibrational healing, trauma, and somatics in depth. And I love to share the wisdom that I've kept. As a mystical practitioner, I have a lot of access through lifetimes, through dimensions and realms, and it's something that I love to practice and develop. While we can't necessarily create a mystical experience, they just happen. We can prime our system to be more and more and more available to seeing and experiencing beyond the physical. You are here for Priestess Practice. We're going to do a little bit of Priestess Practice in this workshop here today. I want to, like I said, get some of those instruments, energetic pieces inside of you tuned and connected to Priestess magic. I have created a program called Priestess Awakening, which goes really deep into some of these subjects and revives the feminine mysteries and wisdom in the modern day to help us reactivate, accelerate, step into, empower our abilities of healing, of seeing, oracle, transformation, alchemy, divination, all of these things that the priestesses were known for. Priestess lineages have been around on our planet for thousands of years. Some of the early priestess lineages came out of Mesopotamia, Greece, and Egypt. However, it is a practice. There are lineages that have popped up all around the world. For the last 2,500 years or more, the priestesses have been persecuted as a patriarchal system took over our global populace. The feminine mysteries, the feminine wisdom was massacred. It was eradicated. It was pushed underground pretty severely. And the feminine aspect of the divine has been hidden or in hiding for the last 2,500 years at least. And now we are starting to see a resurgence, right? The priestesses oriented around matriarchal societies or the goddess, the feminine aspect of God. They were known as the medicine women, the shamans, the oracles, the seers, the ceremonialists, ones who were in union and understood the cycles of nature, deeply connected to the earth. The wise women, they often stood as the conduit between the divine and humanity because of their powers. Priestess powers took years, lifetimes to cultivate. A lot of the priestesses went to special schools or places to study. Those who had an affinity for some of these abilities would go and they would train for years and years and years and years. I, in this lifetime, have been working with the High Priestess archetype, one who is devoted to her study and who teaches others. And so I want to share some of these priestess skill sets and remembrances with you so that you can connect to the priestess archetype within. This is simply a resurrection, a resurgence of the divine feminine mysteries and the divine feminine aspect of God. Let us begin through a prayer. I'll have you close your eyes, tune in to your system. Bring your hands over your heart to the goddess. I invite you to join us for this sacred circle, for this time of remembering, invocation, deepening into some of these skill sets which we have been persecuted for. I invite you and welcome you to help us heal our bodies, our minds, our spirits from this persecution, the witch's wound, the light worker persecution wound, the priestess massacre. I invite you to heal, to repair, to restore our connection to the great feminine, mysteries, the divine aspect, the feminine aspect of Goddess. Please bless us here in this space as we go on this journey together here today. May we remember the rightness of this connection, the sacredness. May our powers emerge safely and be treated with reverence. Thank you, Goddess, for blessing our way, our path. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. This is a dance with the divine. We're going to go through this workshop in 3 parts. We're going to take a journey together to remember the priestess that lives within you. And we're going to teach you a little bit of elements of magic and perform a little ritual, a magic spell. And then we're going to culminate in some psychic seeing practice. So practice for the seer, the one who is clairvoyant and can see visions and receive messages through this. So those are the 3 parts of our journey here today. Why is cultivating priestess powers important? Right? It is the rebalancing. Again, we've been in a patriarchal civilization, male-dominated for 2,000 years. We have lost balance with the feminine aspect of things. Allowing these powers to awaken and restore, to remember this lineage or these lineages, creates more balance for our world. A world that can be both focused and driven and action-oriented and getting things done and intuitive, receptive, connected to nature, filled with heart and softness. We need more balance in our world. So it is time for the divine feminine to rise again. The wheel of time has turned. A cycle is complete and a new one is emerging in this Piscean age. The male-dominated society needs the feminine wisdom and powers. They work together. They are different, but they are meant to be unified. I'll show you a couple of symbols on the topic of elements of magic. Right? We have the chalice or the cauldron. I have a cauldron here too. But the chalice represents the womb. It represents the divine feminine. It is the container for the sustenance of life. We use it a lot in magic, again, to represent the container. Then we have the knife. The athame is what it's called in magic and ritual. This represents the divine masculine. It is penetrating, piercing, it cuts through. So in ritual spaces, we can take the masculine and allow it to join with the feminine, right? Unification. This is 2 ritual objects that are commonly used in certain sects of priestess practice, right? Paganism, witchcraft, as they call it these days, originates from priestess paths, from matriarchal religions, and some of these symbols are drawn from those traditions. Paganism is an umbrella term to describe a lot of different faiths that are matriarchal or goddess oriented. There's not one pagan religion, there's many. There's Wicca and different sects of paganism inside of it. Kind of like Christianity has Protestant and Catholic and Baptist, right? Paganism is the same. Pagan is the umbrella term. But I like goddess-based religion and spiritual practice. Okay, for this first practice, we are going to take a journey to a priestess place. This is to begin cultivating out-of-body experiences and traveling through time. So I want you to be in a space where you can meditate, where you can go inward uninterrupted for a while. Find that place. If you need to pause this video and come back when you get there, please do. And whenever you are ready, I will have you close your eyes and begin focusing on your breath. You're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Long, deep inhales and exhales as you allow and invite your body to relax. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Tune into your body. Feel yourself softening, surrendering, opening, becoming relaxed. And keep breathing. Goddess, I invite vision to enter into this space. May these priestesses be able to walk and remember and to see clearly as we take this journey together. Keep breathing. Bringing your energy to the here and now, this present moment in time. And now I want you to visualize yourself standing on a seashore. You're standing on the sand overlooking the water. The water is shrouded in mist. It is covered in mist. You are standing there, getting ready to go on a journey. Where? You don't know yet. You just know that you've been drawn here, drawn to be here. So stand on the shore. Feel the pebbles and the sand beneath your feet. It's cool here and you're wrapped in a nice cloak. Look towards the water and the mists. Tune in to see if there's any remembrance or familiarity as you stand in this place where the mists meet the water. You activate an incantation inside of you, and the mist begins to part, and a boat comes slowly towards you across the water. As the boat banks on the shore, you're going to step over into the boat, and there is a being here to row you. We push off the bank into the water and begin to row into the mists. As you're traveling through the mists, you begin to hear sounds and see visions. This is a mystical place. There's moments where you might feel as though you are lost, but because the boat came to you, you know you will find your way. And the boat rows deeper and deeper into the mist. You cannot see where you are going, but you know that this is the right way. You begin to see reeds and cattails and plants beginning to pop up in the water around you as you row slowly through corridors of plant species. You can feel the magical charge of this place. This is a place of power where the ley lines cross. It's almost as if it's making your hair stand on end and your skin come alive. Feel the power in the air. And then you feel the boat bump shore on the other side of this waterway. You climb out of the boat onto the earth. Take a moment here to attune with the land in this place. It is alive, it is awake, she is communicative. Offer a moment of reverence, even a gift if you've brought any herbs or trinkets to offer to this place. And slowly you're going to begin to explore the terrain here. As you go deeper over the land, the mist dissipates, and a small community begins to present. Round houses, smoke coming out of chimneys. Both males and females going about their duties and their chores. You see various colors of cloaks and tattoos on the bodies. There's a part of you that remembers these ancient symbols and what they represent. The high priestess of this place comes to greet you. Take in her energy. Feel what it's like to stand before her. This is a holy woman who has trained harder and more deeply than almost anyone on this island. Feel that power, feel that devotion. This is one who has given her life to the goddess and to serving humanity. Feel what it's like to be with her. She then reaches out a hand and places it over your heart. You can feel the flame, the fire inside your heart beginning to activate, to burn, to come alive as she shares some priestess magic with you. Feel the flame. Feel it in your heart. Tune into this woman. Does she have any wisdom or messages for you? Listen for a moment as you connect here to her in this place. When you feel complete, share a hug with this high priestess of this island, the reverent one. She is the teacher, the guide, the devotee to the goddess. Her path is interwoven with the divine will. We're going to begin to walk next. Across the horizon you see a circle of power. There are stones erect in this formation. Walk over to the circle of power, the ritual space. Feel the energy vibrating from the stones. It's as if they are singing. Step past the stones into the center of the circle of their ritual space and feel what it's like to be here in this place where so many rituals, intentions, magical experiences have occurred within this community. Feel the power vibrating through this space, the space where ley lines cross this place of power. Feel how it's more enhanced here. Notice what it does to your body to be connecting to this power, this place. Can you see the traces of the magic that came before, the movements of the people, the cones of power that were created here, the offerings and the sacrifice? We're going to move out of the ritual circle now, and there's a hill on the horizon. Make your way over to this knoll, to this hill. This is where the sacred well exists in this place. Make your way to this well, the purest of spring water, untarnished by toxins, by pollutants. It is the well with which all of the priestesses and druids here drink from. Look down into the well, to the water. Notice if any visions or images are wanting to come through the water for you, and take a moment to presence this place. Pull up a bucket on the rope and take a sip of this water, feeling as it enters your mouth, soothes and cools your tongue and your throat. Feel the aliveness of this water. It's unlike any water you've drank in this lifetime. Again, carrying a crystalline frequency as it moves through your body, lighting up your cells and your skin, the inside of your esophagus and belly. Feel that water as it brings aliveness through your system. Feel your body vibrating with the joy of drinking such alive water from this holy place, this sacred place, this place of power. We give thanks to this holy well, sacred waters, the essence of all life. And we begin to walk back across the land. You can take in whatever images or sights, rememberings of this place that want to present to you as you walk slowly across the land. Notice the structures, the druids that also live here, the male practitioners of the priestess path, the ones who work in resonance and connection with nature, who draw their power from the planet. We're going to slowly make our way back to the boat on the bank that we arrived on. Climb over into the boat while your guide pushes you and the boat off the shore, begins to row you back through the channels surrounded by plants and animals, into the open sea surrounded by mist, rowing you slowly, sweetly. And you feel the bump as you hit the shore on the other side of the sea. Climb out of the boat, back onto the sand. Take a moment to ground and to land. And feel yourself arriving back into the present moment inside your body, wiggling your fingers and toes. You can touch your body to ground back into the here and now. And then when you are ready, open your eyes. We just took a journey to Avalon. Avalon was a priestess island off the coast of Britannia. In the Celtic traditions, it is where the priestesses went when they were being persecuted by the Romans and the Druids. A lot of them fled here. However, prior to that, it was known as a training ground for priestesses, for people with magical aptitude. They would be identified in society, and a matriarch would go into the communities to take them for years and years of study. Sometimes they were taken or brought to the island quite young, sometimes a little older, and then they studied and trained. They had their first rites of initiation around the age of 18, after they had passed many trials and tests and gone through many practices and developed their skill set. They lived in a small community here on this island where there was not only priestess path, the path represents the practice, but community chores and orientation and living. The women all lived together, the men all lived together, and they came together for ritual, for meals, for community projects, things of this nature. Welcome to Avalon, the sacred isle of the priestess. Okay, we're going to do a little ritual magic next. For this ritual, again, this is a place where you can pause. You're going to need a tea light candle, so a white candle, or a white candle, tea light or a white candle. You are going to need some water. You can have a designated chalice or a little bowl. And you are going to need some salt, preferably either black salt or Himalayan sea salt. So I have black salt here. This is for removing impurities. We are going to do a cleansing spell. So take a pause, grab your materials, or if you read the directions, you already have them ready to go for this video. And you also are going to need a piece of paper, a parchment, in which you're going to inscribe the intention of the magic. So our intention for this ritual here today, it's just going to be a small ritual, is to clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. So we just went through the mists, right? We couldn't see, but we had to trust where we were going. Now we're going to do a spell, and you're going to write these words down. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. I'll say it one more time. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. You're going to write it on your parchment paper. Okay. Right, we have the chalice. We remember what that means. We have the salt for purification and protection. That's what salt represents in ritual. And different types of salts have different functions because it's crystal. It's crystal energy, so it amplifies. Black salt is commonly known for cleansing, purifying, removing. Pink salt can be energizing, charging. You can use it to imbibe intention. We always want to have an intention or a spell when we're doing magic. Again, the more concise, the better for crafting a ritual spell. And I'm going to share with you a couple more elements of magic that we use in spell work. So the wand, right? You can use a wand or you can use your finger with the same intention. The idea of the wand is that it pulls threads. And you can use it to extend magic, to cast magic, to pull threads of magic. And that is what it is used for. The finger, again, if you do not have a wand, is used for the same thing because our hands have magic. They have energy flowing through them. So for this ritual, we're going to use the symbol of the pentacle. I use this commonly when I cast a circle. Now, what does casting a circle mean? Casting a circle means creating a ritual space, creating a orb of energy, an auric field to contain and hold the magic. It's similar to the chalice, but this is around the ritual space. So if you're outside, you could create a big circle. If you're inside, like I am right now, you can create a little one. I like to create one the size of the room that I'm in. And you use the wand or the finger to cast the circle. And what we're doing here is we're drawing a circle using a thread, and we're creating a protective field for our magic. Now we're going to use the pentacle, the 5-pointed star. And the pentacle in goddess tradition magic represents the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and ether or spirit or god goddess. And it also amplifies protection. We use it commonly in ritual magic. So you're going to take your finger or your wand and you're going to start at the bottom left side of the pentacle, and you're drawing this. So you're going to start at the bottom left side of the star. You're going to trace a thread up to the top points of the star, down to the bottom right corner of the star, up to the left arm, across to the right arm, down, back to that left point of the star where we started. And then you're going to draw a circle around the star that you just drew. And you can use the palm of your hand and you send the magic out however big you want the circle. In my case, 4 feet. Boom. And then you're going to grab the thread with your finger and we're going to move to the next direction. Great. So you use the wand, you start at the bottom left corner, you draw that pentacle, you surround it with a circle, and then you send the energy as far out as you want to go. Sometimes you might want a close ritual space. Sometimes you might want a giant one, especially I've done 50-person rituals and we need a big space to hold us. So the idea is that you're casting out that energy as far as you need to form a protective circle around you. When we're casting a circle, we start in the north, which in elemental magic means earth. And so you draw your pentacle with the circle in the north, you cast out, you grab the thread, you move to the east, you draw it there, cast, grab the thread, go to the south, cast, you go around to the west, you draw that pentacle surrounded by the circle, cast it out, take the thread and join it back to the north once you've done all 4 of those directions, and then we move to the above and we draw the pentacle, we cast a circle, and then we go below. And so after that, the circle is cast. So you're going to do this. Okay, we have east, air. The east is new beginnings. Air is the breath of life. It cleanses, it purifies, it moves through the system. It blows away that which is not needed. The east, again, is the springtime, new beginnings. So when we're invoking elements, we can invoke any of these qualities. We get to make up our own invocation depending on the ritual intention that we have. This is a very creative, intuitive process. The south is fire, summer, new beginnings, transmutation, burning away that which is not needed, purifying, fire, passion, creativity, aliveness, that spark of life. We have west, which is water, and the fall. Water is the emotional body, the blood, cleans, clears, purifies, moves through blockages, right? Water can break down rock over time. So that is what we use water and west for. And the north is the earth. It is the winter. It is the ground we walk upon, the nourishment of the planet, Gaia, Pachamama, Madre Tierra, whatever you want to call the sacred land that we walk upon on this planet. And then for spirit or ether, I invoke God or goddess or both if I'm doing a divine union ritual, or one deity if I'm working with them specifically. And so in paganism, they believed in many gods, but all gods led to the one God. So when Christianity came in, the pagans were able to include it because for them it was a pathway to God, and all gods lead to the one God. However, patriarchy and Christianity were not able to include paganism because they only believed in the one male God, and that was it, and finite and law. So that is part of why the pagans began being murdered and persecuted, because the Christians had this belief that there was one and only one God, and he was a man, male. But the pagans believed all gods lead to the one God, and they are just personalities, they are images, they are reflections, they are parts of the one God, goddess, divine union energy. So, you know, depending on what religious background you're coming from, you might have stuff come up around some of these topics, magic, witchcraft, and I'm trying to give you some meaning so that hopefully it can lessen some of the charge in your system. But of course, if you're here, you've probably practiced some of these paths before, and this is really just about remembering and resurrecting. Right. So we cast a circle using the thread. We invoke the directions. We cast a circle starting in the north. North for me is over here. We start invoking in the east. East for me is over here. And then we invoke all of the elements. So I'm not going to guide you through that process. Well, I will. I'll do it. And then our circle is cast. And then we invoke for spirit, God, goddess. So I love, because I'm doing pagan magic a lot of the time, to invoke Jesus and Mary Magdalene, because I don't see a huge difference between Christian mysticism and paganism. They have a lot of overlap. It's just, are you orienting towards the male version of God or the female, or both? And their role on the mission has been very skewed throughout time. Mary Magdalene and Jesus both went to Avalon, and they studied with the Druids in their time on this planet. It is actually not so commonly known that after Jesus was crucified, Mary Magdalene and her family went to Avalon to hide after they went to France. And they were there for quite some time. So again, it's interwoven. It is not one or the other. It was never one or the other for Jesus and Mary, just for the patriarchal dominated society that wanted to control and suppress the feminine so that it didn't challenge or conflict with what was wanting to happen through male dominated culture. Rise of the feminine. Goddess is rising. The reclamation is so important. And there's a lot of history here, and a lot of skewed history. So again, some of my priestess other lifetimes, I was a record keeper. I was a librarian type of constantly having other incarnations with scrolls and books and things like that. So I study a lot. And these are some of the things that I choose to devote my study to. And there's a lot of conflicting information out there. All right. Anyway, we have our candle. We have our salt. And we have our water. So you can put them in front of you. We also have the invocation. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. When we cast a circle and invoke the elements, we then want to build a cone of energy inside the circle. The cone of energy is what it charges the magic. It's what the magic travels on. We can do that through movement, through song, through dance, through vibrational healing practice and energy practice, raising energies through breath, right? There's many ways to build a cone of energy, and there's many types of cones of energy to build. Again, this is more complex ritual magic, which we're not getting into today, but if you're interested in learning more, totally check out Priestess Awakening, because we will go deeper. This is just a taster. Okay. If you know your directions, right? I get a compass app so that I can mark my directions appropriately in the space that I'm in. So you can get a compass app, or maybe in Colorado, I always knew because the mountains were west, but I'm in Austin and I don't know. Don't know as well here. And we're going to start in the north. So you'll turn to the north. Again, ideally you're standing and you're doing this powerfully, but because I'm on video, I'm going to be sitting so you can see me. And when you get to the north, you're going to take out your wand or your finger, and you're going to draw that star surrounded by the circle. Send the energy out. Grab the thread. Move to the east. Send the energy out. Grab the thread. Move to the south. Draw the pentacle with the circle. Cast it out. Catch the thread. Moving to the west. Draw the pentacle, cast it out, and then you're going to grab that thread complete in the north, doing a 180-degree circle here, and you're going to go above. Draw the pentacle, surrounded by the circle, cast it out, take the thread, go to underneath. You're basically creating an auric field. Draw the pentacle, cast it equally down below. Right? Feel that circle of power forming around you. You just created an auric field. And then we're going to start in the east. And I will invoke so you have an idea. East, new beginnings, the springtime, the new growth, winds of change, clarity. We are doing a clearing ritual here today. I invite you into our magic space to add your powers of clarifying, of clearing, of purity, of cleansing. so that we can move the fog away from our vision and see clearly what is happening in the world, so that we can see clearly the magic that is all around. Welcome east, welcome air. Right? And then we'll go to the south. Poof. Fires of the south, the element that is near and dear to my heart, activating the fire in the heart, the sacred passion, the drive, the creativity, the erotic energy that supports all of life. Please burn away that which is not needed in our vision, in our field of sight, to make way for clarity, for focus, for true understanding, for truth. Welcome fire, welcome south. And I'm not going to turn in these other directions just so I can be with the camera, but I will invoke water, west, the blood within my body, the emotions running through my energetic system. I invite you to cleanse, to wash, to make clean, to clear the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. Through the cleansing water, the river of life, restore my inner energetic field so that my internal river is flowing freely. Welcome water, welcome west. And then to the north, earth, the winter, the north, the sacred ground I stand upon, the sustenance of all life, the planet that is so unconditionally loving, to the elemental nature of this place. I invite your grounding, your rooting, your stabilization, so that vision and truth may come clearly, because the system is settled, it is strong, it is hardy, it is grounded. Welcome earth, welcome north. To the goddess, the unified aspect of goddess, her unified version, including all of her parts, all of her many faces, all of her many personalities, the one who is the wild nature of this place. I invite you into this ritual circle to awaken your magic within us, to help us remember the feminine mysteries, to clear that which is in the way of us knowing the truth and connecting to the earth, to one another, to the pure heart. Goddess, please come into this ritual space. Activate us with your power, with your clear sight, with your ancient wisdom. We welcome you here. Welcome, Goddess. Cool. Right. And so now our circle is cast. And then I want you to repeat after me. You can look at your invocation. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. We're going to do it 3 times. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I can see clearly. And you're going to light your candle. This represents the inner light, the light of truth, purity, cleanliness. You can take your salt. You can sprinkle it in a circle around the candle. Forming a circle around the candle. And I'm going to sing a song. And while I sing a song, you're going to go internal. You're going to use your water. And you're going to tune into where your vision is not clear. Right? Or the fog inside of you, the confusion. You're going to find those places where the energy feels tight and stuck and not flowing. And you're going to take water from your chalice and you're going to just place it over those places. You can draw a symbol, you can draw the pentacle, you can just mark it. And the idea here is that when the water touches your skin, it's beginning to open and remove that fog in the system. So I'm going to sing this song a couple times so you have time to tune in and be in your ritual experience. Take your water, tune in, find those places where you are not clear, and spend a moment with each one, tuning in, adding the sacred water of the ritual. Lay yourself down on the rocks now. Let your body down to the river. Listen for the drumming on the other side. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the water decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the water decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down on the rocks now. Let your body down to the river. Listen for the drumming on the other side. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the water decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the water decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down on the rocks now. Let your body down to the river. Listen for the drumming on the other side. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the water decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the waters decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Listen. Let your body be your guide. Let the waters decide. Heal yourself in the meantime. Take a deep breath. Visualize the flame burning from beneath your base through your body and your energy system to above your head. Feeling it burn, clear, purify, cleanse. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I see clearly. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I see clearly. Clear all the fog inside of me so that I see clearly. So mote it be. Just noticing how you're feeling. Again, this is a mini ritual. They can get much more elaborate and in-depth. I just wanted to give you some elements. And so normally, if there's a normally in magic, often because we cast a circle and we invoked the elements, we would devoke in reverse. So what I will say in the element of time is that we're actually going to drop this ritual circle into the ground. So you're going to reach up to the top of your auric field that you created using your hands, and you're going to pull it down and land it into the ground around you, so that the ritual stays open and the clearing continues to work. And also we're just letting go of that which we just cleared out of our system. And again, if you go deeper into Priestess Awakening, I'll teach you the devocation process and all of that. But again, for time, we're going to move forward. And you can keep your candle burning until it's done, or until we're done here with this priestess practice. Great. So we're going to do one more thing. We're going to prepare your sight some more. Again, a lot of this today has been around activating the vision, the powers of seeing, the priestess power of the seer, one who can see energy, travel through time and spaces. She can do divination and remote viewing and scrying and all of these things, which will all be in Priestess Awakening, by the way. So we're going to do another practice to begin to deepen the cultivation of the sight. Right? So I want you to close your eyes, your physical eyes, and bring your awareness to your third eye. And invite this third eye to open. If you have some of that water, maybe you wash it over the third eye to ritually cleanse. Brushing the energy open, clearing it. Visualizing that third eye awakening, opening there. So your physical eyes are closed, your third eye is open. And take a look around the space that you're in, noticing whatever it is that you can notice. Can you see shapes, colors, impressions? Is it totally dark? Is it static? Simply noticing where your third eye is at right now. And I'm going to guide you through a psychic visioning process or a psychic seeing process to tune in and get some questions answered. So the question that we're using for this portion is, what is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? I'll say it again. What is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? So keep your eyes closed. And I want you to, with this question in mind, and I'll continue to repeat it, I want you to tune into the mental level of your body. So your thoughts, your stories, the mental level of the field, the energetic field. What is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? And see what emerges from the mental layer of the field. And we'll spend some moments here. And you're tuning in for visions, for words, for understanding coming from your own energetic system here. We're going to move on to the emotional layers of your auric field. Tuning into your emotional body, conjuring that up now. I ask you the question, what is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? And check that emotional field and see what comes up for you. What is in the way emotionally of your priestess power being fully expressed? bringing that to a close. Always, if you need more time, you could pause and take a little more time and space. But now we're going to bring awareness to the physical part of your vessel, your physical body, your physical form. What is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? What is in the way in my body? And tune in, see if any answers come. Great. Again, taking as much time as you need. We're going to do one more. I want you to tune into your relational field, your relational connections, friends, parents, family, romantic partnerships. And I ask you again, what is in the way of my priestess power being fully expressed? And taking a deep breath and exhaling, feeling your seat as it connects to the ground, bringing your awareness to the inside of your legs, dropping a tree trunk of grounding down into the earth beneath you, anchoring you here and now. And then when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Yeah. So, Priestess Practice. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. These are fundamental, beginner-ish. They're not that beginner because in order to receive answers, it's not easy. It's not always easy. Some people have more of an affinity. Some people have been practicing longer, but it's a skill set that needs developed. So these are, I would say, the elements of magic and priestess powers, but not necessarily the beginning, because if you're a priestess, you're not a beginner, period. You have some more affinity, and it could still use training and activation and clarifying and developing. So, I'm sharing all of this. This is a free training because I am gearing up to launch something called Priestess Awakening, which I've mentioned several times. Priestess Awakening is a 3-month facilitator training for healers who want to develop, fine-tune, activate their priestess powers to apply towards healing and transformation in their clients, families, and friends. So it's a program for the healer priestess who wants to become a better healer priestess and leader through working with the mystical elements of what it means to be a priestess. So it's going to start in October. It's 3 months online, culminating in a 3-day in-person immersion. Technically, it's 5 days. We'll be arriving in the evening on the first day. We'll have 3 full days of curriculum, and then we'll be departing on the 5th day. So 3 to 5 day immersion, 3 full days of content, 4 total days of being together, with Airbnbs and things like that. So 3 months of online cultivation. We are going to be learning deeper and more elements of magic. I'll teach you about crystals and herbs and how to cast a spell more deeply, and devocation and invocation, and all of the things that we can use to amplify a spell. We are going to be doing a lot more psychic practice. Again, the more psychic we become, the more access we have to these unseen realms. We are going to be exploring the Akashic records. I will teach you how to access the Akashic records, how to pull information, even how to do other lifetime readings. All of this is going to be applied towards healing. It's in a healing context. So everything will be, how do I apply this esoteric technique to healing and transformation? Our 4th module is going to be on medical intuition. So how to read the body, how to diagnose is the wrong word, how to intuit what's going on, why it's going on, what could be applied to create transformation through the body and dis-ease in the body. So that's going to be fun and deep. And then we're going to be spending quite a few segments on somatic healing. So once we've done the medical intuition work, we've examined and identified things that need to be cleared, we're going to do the somatic healing to begin to clear those imprints from the body, culminating in a deeper dive into a trauma technique. It's a somatic, mystical trauma technique for creating integration and restoring that river of flow inside your energy body to its natural state. So there will be 6 modules where we're doing live group calls, and there will be complementary modules online between the trainings. So at least 12 training segments culminating in that 5-day experience where we're coming together, we're doing ritual magic together, we are practicing the hands-on healing techniques, vibrational healing, trauma, and all of that. The trauma technique that I'm teaching is a combination of trauma science and mysticism, so it works really well for the priestess path. Anyway, we start in October. If you're watching this video and you are ready to go within the next 24 hours, you can use the code Priestess Magic, and that will get you $200 off this program. I am offering it at the lowest possible cost. I will not be getting paid very much for facilitating this because it's the first time that I'm going through this program. And so please join us. It'll be a very small group. I am only taking 6 people because I like to have depth of connection and to go and to have my hands and eyes on your business. I like us to be able to share and express as much as we need to, which can't happen in a big group container. I want to know you. I want to be in your experience with you. So it will be very intimate. Only 6 spots. It's pretty affordable if you ask me. And all of it is being run off of donations to the Ministry of the Rose Temple, which is my ministry. So we are a private members association and 508(c). And so technically your donations are tax deductible as they are going to the ministry. So all of this is run purely off of donations. And I would love to have you be a part of the Priestess Path. This work is so important. Again, the resurrection and the reclaiming of the divine feminine in each of us, and using our powers to help heal and transform the world that is broken from patriarchy. That's a belief, but they've done some damage. And so we get to take back that power and we get to use it for healing and transformation and love, and to help guide the goddess more deeply into the hearts of the people of humanity. I am so happy that you are here. I look forward to seeing you again in the future, and blessings on your priestess path. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again.